Hello everyone, and welcome to TFT Tarot for Today, Goth Tarot. And it is my weekly exploration into the shadow sides of our lives, the things that we struggle with emotionally or otherwise. So, in keeping with the overall tone of things, a lot of people may feel they're really happy about things right now, and some of us may not. It could be for a lot of reasons. I'm going to start with an opening oracle from the Oracle of the Hekatean Path. And I have drawn card 50, Dionysus, Ecstasy. Dionysus' jovial nature is encouraging you to think outside of the box and let go of norms and traditional constraints. Your path to Hecate does not have to be a carbon copy of what others do. Be unique. Tap into your true self. Yet set yourself free and rejoice. To paraphrase Plato, many are the torchbearers, few are the Hecateans. Walk your own path. Be true and devoted to yourself and the goddess to evolve. Io Evohe, Io Hecate. All right. So my reading for Goth Tarot is going to be a little bit random, maybe by the seat of my pants. I'm just going to kind of go with the flow. So I'm starting off with the Murder of Crows Tarot to give us the dark design, what is traditionally I consider to be the overall environment that we're working in. And so it's a collective reading, so this really is what maybe resonates to most people. You may not always find you resonate to this, so take what you can. So the dark design is the sun, as dark as it looks. And the dark design does reflect the fact that maybe this seems to be a time of brightness and illumination for people, that people feel very informed with knowledge perhaps, or designs towards, relationships or maturing. Children are indicated in some ways. So is this something that has been around? Is it just beginning, or is this really actually something that could be ending? So I'm using the extra cards from this deck, the Murder Crows, and it's an ending. It's the Crow of Dusk. So this idea says that however we perceive this brightness of the sun, this sense of knowledge, information, good things, it's moving towards an end. It is no longer going to be the main consideration right now. And so we want to know how this affects us then. Does this affect us more physically, or does it affect us more emotionally. And so using, once again, another extra card, I've determined that this is more of a physical effect. It's the Crow Father. And so the idea could be that, you know, maybe people actually have physical symptoms of some sort to how they're reacting to this ending. I mean, it could be, you know, so maybe people feel distressed in certain ways that manifest physically. For example, stomach aches, hypertension, things like that. Now, like I said before, this isn't everybody. Maybe some people feel like, you know, they don't mind moving away from that more informed view. I don't know. But so now I'm going to turn my attention to the next set of card or two, which I'm going to call this one the Dark Drama. And this represents the idea of the influences of other people as they may pertain to this overall situation, or just in general even. You know, what do other people say or influence bring to the table? You know, so to some degree this could be covering things like gossip, people influencing others through lies or stories they tell that they shouldn't be. So it is the dark drama, as I call it. And the dark drama is the reversed star. And the reversed star, I'll just leave it right there. The reverse star says that maybe the dark drama is about, of course, the perceptions of dismal, lack of hope kind of feelings that are going on. And of course, we know, you know, there was a major election, and there's pretty much two different minds about it. People feel very elated, or people do not feel very elated, very much the opposite. So, of course, although I'm not saying this represents people that are watching the show, this could be the influence from around them, that maybe people are piling on with the fear and the despair and the sense of helplessness. That's the dark drama. Are they influencing you to feel that way? It is possible. We don't know exactly. So with that in mind, perhaps we want to consider what the dark shadows are, the things that really still seem to be haunting us. I'm going to use the Ghost Tarot for that. So in all of this, that idea, this is something that maybe is also, again, a psychic sense about you, a sense of fear. It may not be related to the drama in the sense that other people are perpetuating this, but it's something that maybe is more personal in our lives, that we feel can't be easily dislodged, can't be exorcised. I'm not saying it really is a ghost or a spirit. I like that catchy idea, the dark shadows. But it is something that maybe haunts us too. So it's a perception or feeling we have, you know, that maybe corroborates some of the other cards here. What is that? From the Ghost Tarot. It's the Hanged Man. The dark shadow, what haunts us, is the fear that something is being sacrificed, and it is a sense of knowledge or control of the ego being put into place. And now maybe we fear that the ego will be able to do whatever it wishes, or will no longer be constrained by the idea of any sort of ethics or morality, a sense of what the Hanged One could be about for many of us. That's kind of deep, I think. So what is the dark truth? The truth that we may have to accept one way or the other, inescapable. I'm going to use the Lovecraftian Dark Grimoire Tarot for that. Not because I have any particular fondness for Lovecraft. I like the deck because there is a sense of otherworldliness. And so I fashion it to the idea of the dark truth, because maybe there are things in the world that we don't really understand or want at all, and yet we have to accept them as a reality. A sense of Lovecraftian beyondness that is real, whether it actually imparts in life or not. Seems to go here. So then, what is the dark truth that we must accept, whether or not we really want to? Oh boy. It's the reversed Five of Swords. We may have to accept that this is a situation we cannot win. No one can win. A situation that really, if only we could just totally avoid being in this situation. But we may not be able to. We may not be able to get out of the situation at all. Yeah, it feels exactly like what it feels like, maybe for some of us here. The Five of Swords is no win. No one gets out alive, sometimes it could be said of. So that's truly kind of depressing here, Goth Tarot. All of this is, in a way. What is the dark twist then? What is the unexpected destiny that maybe changes everything, one way or the other? I know we're all thinking we want it only to make a change for the good. I'm using the Black Tarot for that. I'm not sure where I'm going to lay the cards, but I will. The dark twist, a sense of unexpectedness that is still destiny and maybe brings about a change. Wow. Now the reason I like using my method of layering cards from different decks is because sometimes you may come across the same card, and when you do, it may point to something that's really important. So from the Black Tarot, it is once again the Hanged Man. I'll just put it right underneath that other Hanged Man. So the truth we have to accept is that a big sacrifice of egos, a big sacrifice from within for the better has to occur. And you know, this isn't necessarily our individual lives. This feels quite larger. It maybe is the collective will of a nation, or at least of the part of the nation that really feels this has to happen. It's a big wow here. We have to accept the ideas that without a sacrifice, change doesn't happen. That's the only way you can really say it. So I have one final card then. The dark gift, the magic that we have, whether it's about that or not, the intuitions or resources that we do have right now. And I'm going to use the Santa Muerte Tarot. And most of these decks I have certainly used before. In fact, all of them, yeah. I'm looking at them like, yeah, you've used all of these decks for my presentation of Goth Tarot. So the dark gift, what is it that we still have? What can we pull up? What are the magics or the mysteries? Any intuitions or gifts, skills, resources of any sort that will help us. It's the Seven of Wands, and it's reversed. And you know, in a funny way, it may be saying that sometimes there's a certain acceptance of the fact that you cannot win and that you have to retreat. If I were to put it in the popular context of what's going on in the nation right now, many of us may feel we have to do something really extremely against the grain. Whether that's, you know, extreme resistance to what they fear is happening, or the opposite side. Maybe some people feel this has been totally wonderful, and so they are very much, you know, ready to get down with the situation. But to me, I can't see the Seven of Wands as really being about standing up for oneself. It really seems to be more about a retreat. And it's a necessary retreat, perhaps. So even from that other point of view, maybe some people feel like it's better just to go along with things. And he who lives to run away lives to fight another day. Is that really the truth? Is that really what could happen? It still seems like it's way too early to figure out what's going to happen. But for those watching, you are welcome to leave your own comments. You are welcome to have your own opinions. I can certainly share that and understand that. We're all going to think about this in more than one or two ways. We may think about it in many ways. Who knows where all of this will lead to? So this is Oberon saying, have a wonderful day, have a wonderful week. Thanks for watching Goth Tarot.